Good afternoon. How are you today? I am Dr. Ben Quinones. This time we will take up the topic of making of SSE, the 5 dimensions of SSE, and the contributions of SSE to Sustainable Development Goals. So let's go to the value chain that we have been studying since the other week. This was our slide that we showed last week, the SSE value chain stakeholders, because the SSE value chain is the basic unit of analysis for the social solidarity economy. So you will note that here we have 4 major stakeholders: the group of consumers, the group of producers, and then the finance providers, and then logistic providers. So this is the static model of our SSE value chain. And we noted in our presentation last week that we need data or information in order to build the SSE value supply chain. Without data information, it is very difficult to bring all these stakeholders together. So now I will show you how this value supply chain can be linked using a digital platform. I am just going to present this to you in a very short manner because a more in detail discussion will be organized by ASEC Asia on September 25, 2020, 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. How this digital platform is established and how it can be used by the stakeholders. So we have here in this model, again, the organized group of producers and one farmer producer representing this group. We have the organized group of consumers, and then the logistics provider and the finance institution. Now, the digital platform that we're talking about is called blockchain. So blockchain in the 90s, we call it database. And you have to, in order to create a digital platform, you have to create the database for all of these 4 stakeholders. A big job, for the programmers. But now you don't have to. All you need to do is to identify a blockchain platform which already has some of these components, and then join the blockchain platform. So I will show you how. So for example, you are a farmer producer. So this is from the perspective of a producer or farmer. How are you going to participate or onboard? We call it onboard, a digital platform. So first, there has to be a platform. This is the representation of the platform. And in that platform, maybe we can see already the organized group of consumers are already there. They're already in the digital platform. So you say, this is good because there's already a consumer there. Yeah? And then further, you see that there's also a finance institution or number of finance institutions, and then also the logistics provider. So you say, wow, this is a complete platform already. So I would like to enter this platform. I will now onboard as a company or organization of producers, and my members also will onboard, or they will enter the data into the platform. So now, once they have entered the platform, they will now connect. They will now connect with the consumer buyer. In this case, the farmer producer did not create the platform or the database of the consumer buyer. The consumer buyer creates its own data. The farmer only creates its own data and then onboards or places its data into the platform. And then it will also connect to the finance institution and connect to the logistics provider. In other words, today, the digital platform, or blockchain they call it, is much easier, more convenient because all you need to do is to create your data, and then you put that into the digital platform, and you can connect to stakeholders who are already in that platform. So this is the perspective of, from the perspective of the farmer producer. Let us look at from the perspective of the consumer or buyer. If you are a buyer or consumer, you want to enter a digital platform. So what are you going to do? First is look for a platform. Let's call this the blockchain platform. And then when you go into the platform, you see that there's already producers there. There's also financial institutions, so you can facilitate your payment. And then there's a logistic provider, so the good that you want to buy can be delivered to you. So now you say, okay, this is a good platform because everything is complete. Now I will enter the platform. I will enter my data and also my members, consumer. Once you are there, you connect to the group of producers, you connect to the financial institution to make the payments, and you connect to the logistics provider for delivery purposes. So this is the perspective from the point of view of the consumer buyer if you want to participate or onboard a particular digital platform. Now, supposing you are a financial institution, this is now the perspective of a financial institution. You are a microfinance or your bank or rural bank, whatever. So the same thing, you want to, for example, participate or onboard a digital platform. The first thing you need to do is to look for a blockchain platform and see whether there are already stakeholders there. Say, okay, there's organized group of consumers there. They have members there also. There's organized group of producers. They have members. There's a logistic provider. So I will enter this now, financial institution. Now I will connect to first the buyer, the market. Is there a market? Because I cannot finance a producer who does not have a market. Once I see that there is a market for a particular product, now I look at a farmer producer that might be willing to get credit or loan from me as a financial institution. Then I have to look at the logistics provider, whether these products can be delivered to the buyer. This is the perspective of the financial institution. So at the click of your hands, you develop your value chain. You develop your particular value or supply chain, whichever you are, what kind of stakeholder you are, you can do this because this is already at the tip of your fingertips. All you need to do is to link to existing stakeholders in the blockchain. Now, if you were a consumer or producer, who are you going to choose to be part of your value chain or blockchain platform? Because you are going to select, you are a consumer or producer. If you are a producer, you want to see that your consumer is, somebody that you can rely on. So you have two choices. Choice A, are you going to choose a company or organization whose leaders or workers are irresponsible, undependable, unreliable, and who have no respect for people and environment? In other words, they have no ethical values. Okay, so that's your one choice. Or you will choose a company or organization whose leaders and workers are responsible, dependable, reliable, and who have respect for people and environment. In other words, they have edifying ethical values. Of course, you want to select company B because you want a partner or partners who are responsible, dependable, and reliable, and who have respect for people and environment. So these are the first two dimensions of SSE. Social responsible governance and edifying ethical values. You don't want to partner with irresponsible, undependable, unreliable, leaders and workers because, of course, they might run with your money or give you a defective or low quality product. So for that reason, we say the first two dimensions of SSE is a social responsible governance, meaning to say social responsible leaders and workers, and who have edifying ethical values. Next question. What kind of socioeconomic impact would you expect from your SSE value chain, who is run by social responsible stakeholders who are imbued with edifying ethical values? Now, of course, people might say, okay, we are very responsible, we have edifying ethical values, but are they going to produce socioeconomic impact that is favorable to people, favorable to planet, and also sustainable? It will sustain. So these are the questions, the next question that you have to tackle. You have found a social responsible organization or company with leaders and workers who have edifying ethical values. Now you have to ask, is this company organization a triple bottom line organization? Do they address the needs of the people, protect the environment, and also address sustainable issues? So when we say triple bottom line, these are the impact results. So people represent the socioeconomic benefits to people or community in terms of what? Well, job creation, employment, enterprise development, creation or development, income generation, and also social protection measures. If you recall the case study of ASEPA, they use their profit in order to provide for social protection such as education, health, medical insurance, skills training, and so forth. So this is the first bottom line. You're asking yourself, is this company, the potential stakeholder partners that I have in my SSE value chain, are they really into creating jobs, providing employment, developing enterprises, or they're only for profit? So if, for example, you find that they provide socioeconomic benefits to the people, then you say this is a good partner stakeholder. The next is whether they have programs for conserving environment. Are they doing waste disposal, recycling, or greening the environment? This is very important because there are companies that do not care about the environment. They pollute the environment. They throw their waste into rivers and all this environment. So our environment is desecrated, denuded, and so forth. So it is important, therefore, to ask the question whether that company you wanted to be a partner of in your SSE value chain also has programs to conserve the environment. The third bottom line is profit, which is representing economic sustainability. So the issues it addresses is, does it provide sustainable jobs to its workers and partners? Does it provide employment and develop enterprises? So again, if you recall the again case of ASEPA and many other cases that we have presented, they do use their profit for purposes of expanding their business. This means to say they create more jobs, they create more employment, and they build more enterprises, because the more that they expand, the more supplier companies will come and provide inputs to them, and the more buyers and consumers that they can impact. So these are the triple bottom line. So we now have 5 dimensions of SSE. The first 2 are social responsible governance, edifying ethical values, and then the 3 bottom line. So 3 plus 2, 5. So we should not forget that, because even if you have already the blockchain platform or digital platform, you still have to make a choice. Who among those present in this digital platform would you like to partner with? The next, how do we ensure that holders the stakeholders base will expand and be significant player in the society. This addresses, the question of sustainability. If you partner with this stakeholder, is he going to sustain it to be sustainable, or is he going to quit after several months? So you want a partner that will continue because you want a relationship that will continue such that you will not anymore be able to disrupt your planning because this company is continuing to operate. Now, I will not expound on this because this is topic for discussion of ASEC Asia on September 4. So on September 4, that is 2 months from now, we will not conduct, on this week, a ASEC Philippines SSE Academy. We will all participate in this discussion, including the other subscribers of SSE Online Academy from other countries, because we will focus our discussion on how we can expand, this initiative. If we're going to start, a digital platform, can we expand it? So this is on September 4. How do we promote social entrepreneurship among entrepreneurs? So this question is addressed, to specific stakeholders in our value chain. Maybe some of the entrepreneurs that we encounter in our digital platform are not really triple bottom line entrepreneurs. Maybe they are not practicing any environmental protection measures. So what are we going to do? How are we going to motivate them to become social entrepreneurs? Now, this is a topic for discussion of the Asian Leadership and Partnership Forum, to be organized by Kingsley Strategic Institute on August 28, 2020, from 3:30 to 4:40 in the afternoon. It's going to be conducted in Malaysia, but there will be an online session so that participants from other countries can participate. So the link for this will be provided, and the notice also for this August 28 discussion, online discussion, will be provided to all participants of this SSE Online Academy. Next question. How do we connect consumers and producers to build consumer-supported agriculture? This is the immediate question that we have because, in our first session, July 14, we were saying that the shortest supply chain is the partnership between consumers and producers. So again, we will not take this up here because there is a scheduled session on August 7, 2020. That is a Friday. So we are going to participate in this discussion because it is all about consumer-supported agriculture. We have speakers from Urgency International, Ms. Judith Hitchman. She is an expert on consumer-supported agriculture. And also panel discussions from China. There is a huge CSA network of China, and we were able to get resource speakers from this network. So this will be a combination of Chinese and English presentation. There will be English translation because the speakers cannot speak English. They can only speak Chinese, but this is from the People's Republic of China, the resource speakers. So we will connect to China. Judith Hitchman is from Europe, France. So we have, resource speakers to discuss with us CSA on August 7. We will provide you the notice for this and the link, so don't worry. Now, that is the last slide that I have. So here I would like to end, and thank you very much for listening.